All right, let's jump right in. If you're an associate project manager apprentice, you've definitely come across K27. You know, the whole regulations and legislation thing. Sounds kind of dry, doesn't it? But honestly, it's one of the most important parts of your job. And today, we're going to make sense of it all by following the journey of an apprentice who's in the exact same boat as you.
So this is Jody. She's an APM apprentice working at a retail company called Ibis Stores. She's bright, she's driven, and she's just been given her first real chunk of responsibility on a big new project. Her manager, Riddle, lays it out for her. The task seems pretty straightforward. Manage the customer data for this new loyalty program. But that one little phrase, make sure we handle it correctly, well, that's where everything gets a bit more complicated. We're talking about real customer information here, so the stakes are pretty high.
And yep, that's the question bouncing around Jody's head. What does correctly actually mean? What are the specific rules she's supposed to be following? This right here is the heart of K27, and it's exactly what we're going to get into. Now, luckily for Jody, she's got a mentor named Adam. It's his job to help her take these big, kind of intimidating concepts and turn them into something simple that she can actually use. So let's listen in. So Adam starts with the absolute basics. Think of it like this. Legislation, that's the big law passed by the government. It's them saying, hey, you have to protect people's data. That's the what. But then you have regulations. Those are the nitty-gritty rules, the actual handbook that tells you how to do it. You know, how you store it, who's allowed to see it, and for how long. So legislation is the what, regulation is the how. Simple as that. And this is so important to understand. Being compliant isn't just about dodging a bullet. I mean, yeah, if you're not compliant, you could be looking at massive fines, your project could get shut down, and you'll destroy trust. But look at the other side. When you are compliant, you're actually running a much better project. You're managing risks, your decisions have a solid foundation, and you're building trust with everyone involved. It's just professional. Adam then explains that, look, throughout her career, Jody's gonna bump into all kinds of regulations. Health and safety, employment laws, stuff that's super specific to her industry. But for this loyalty project right now, there's one that's front and center, data protection legislation. That's her main focus. Okay, knowing the theory is one thing, but now we get to see how Jody actually puts all of this into practice on her project at Ibis. So what is this personal data she's dealing with? Well, it's basically anything that can identify a specific person. For the Ibis project, that means customer names, email addresses, maybe even their shopping habits. It's all the stuff that customers are trusting Ibis with so they can get their loyalty rewards. You gotta remember, this isn't just abstract data. It's people's personal information. And you can't just think about this at the start and then forget about it. Compliance isn't a single checkbox. It's a thread that runs through every single part of the project. From how you plan to gather the data, to how you actually deliver the project, to how you report on it. These rules impact everything. And here's the key takeaway for Jody, and for you. No one expects you to be a legal expert. Your role as an APM is to be that first line of defense. You need to be aware of the rules, you absolutely have to follow your company's procedures, and, this is a big one, if something feels wrong, you have to raise your hand and escalate that concern. All right, so Jody's getting it, she understands the rules, she's applying them, but for her apprenticeship, that's only half the story. Now, she's got to prove it, and that's where her coach, Olivia, comes into the picture. See, Olivia changes the game. It's not enough to just do the work. She asks Jody, how are you going to prove to your assessor that you did it? The assessor can't be there every day, so Jody has to create a clear evidence trail in her portfolio. So Olivia gives her the super simple 5-step framework. And this isn't just a to-do list, it's a blueprint for her evidence. By thinking about each of these things, the what, the why, the impact, her specific role, and the risks, Jody can write these really clear, powerful reflections for her portfolio. And here is the absolute gold. Olivia shows Jody exactly what assessors are looking for. They don't want a dry report. They want to see that you get the why. They want to see your personal reflections on why this stuff mattered, examples of the protocols you followed, and that you really grasp your own responsibility in the process. Now it's time for the final challenge, the endpoint assessment, the EPA. Jody needs to be able to talk about all this experience, and she needs to sound confident and clear. So Olivia helps her get ready for the big day. This is such a classic EPA question. They're not trying to trick you, they just want to see if you can connect the dots between the K27 theory and your real-world work. Olivia's advice, don't panic. Just have a good story ready to tell. And she gives her the perfect structure for that story. Start with the project and the main regulation. Then tell them what kind of data you were working with. After that, describe the exact steps you took. And finally, end with the positive result. Following this turns a basic answer into a really compelling example of your competence. Just listen to how good that sounds. It's so clear and confident. She names the project, the regulation, her specific action, and the positive impact. It's short, it's to the point, and it completely nails the answer by showing what she did, not just telling them. Which really brings us full circle, back to this piece of wisdom from her mentor, Adam. All these rules and regulations, they're not there to slow you down. They're not barriers. They're the foundation you build a strong, successful, and trustworthy project on. So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with a question to take away. After seeing Jody's whole journey, what's the very first regulation you're going to look into on your next project? Think about it.